I'm young, dumb, and so risk on that it's helped me get to where I am today, and I wouldn't be where I am today without it. Since I've already told my parents this story, I can now share it online. It is just in my spirit of who I am. I've always hustled. When I was a freshman in high school, I bought and sold vapes. When I was 16, I got into crypto and NFTs. I was a part of that entire run, and I made friends and lifelong experiences on my computer that shaped me into who I am. At 17, I got into retail arbitrage. At 18, I got into reselling sneakers. At 19, I continued to reinvest into crypto. And at 20 years old, here I am today with my own apartment, living in New York City. And here's the thing, where I am is great in my life, but where I want to be is nowhere close. And sadly, a lot of people feel very similarly. Where you are in your life, you're not satisfied, which can be good and bad. But if you don't control your urges, you can get ahead of yourself and burn yourself for taking risks in a negative way, going against your morals, and doing things you otherwise wouldn't for money. While every way I've ever made money, I don't regret and don't ever think was unethical, you may feel differently about what I've just explained, and that's okay. I've always had it in me. I've always wanted to hustle. I've always had some way of trying to make an extra buck. When I realized I wanted to get this apartment, I was working 40 to 50-hour weeks, full-time at a minimum wage job at a gym, while doing 10 to 15 hours of DoorDash as well every single week, and being a full-time college student. When I have something on my mind, like getting an apartment, moving to New York City, anything in my life, when I've had my mind set on it, I've found a way. No matter what it took, I've got there. And up until this point, and for the foreseeable future, I am so risk on, it's not even funny. The way I was able to make so much money in crypto this crypto cycle, I full ported. You can believe what I'm about to say or not, but I'm telling my truth. And this is a quick example of how I made my money in crypto. I had around 100 to 120 Solana, bought mainly around the $60 to $80 mark. I then sold at the Pico top. The morning of Trump's meme coin, I woke up to Solana and filled my position of selling all my Solana at $273, if I remember correctly, on the wick of its all-time high. What I then did was roll my profits into Ethereum. I started buying right around here. Pretty soon after I sold all my profits, around $10,000 to $15,000, I rolled into Ethereum. I then slowly bought Ethereum all the way down, totaling around 12 Ethereum. I then sold once again at almost the Pico top. My fill price at my sell price was $4,863, again, if I'm not mistaken. If I can find screenshots, I'll throw it up for proof. Netting myself over $40,000 for this crypto cycle. Most people walk away losing money. That's what I did my first crypto cycle, so I was really lucky to walk away in profit. But here is where ego gets in the way. And here is where full risk on, is a negative. I got overzealous and burned myself. So I rebought majority of my ETH around 43 to 4,200, assuming we would set a higher all-time high, but I was wrong. And my ego and my naiveness and my risk on mindset burned me. And that's okay. It is learning. So on the relief rally, right at 30, I think my fill price again was 34.80 or so. I sold the remaining of my crypto position for a $16,000 loss. But in this crypto cycle, I can confidently, proudly say that I walked away with over $25,000 in profit. My mindset has always been, I am young, why not take the big risks now? If I lost 40 grand, it would be rough. But this risk on mindset has allowed me to get to where I am today. But now I want to get to something that has always been on my mind. I yearn so down to like my soul, who I am, what I want in my life, to be like very, very successful, that I fear at times that being so risk on could burn me. I try not to just have an overzealous idea of what could happen, because of course I could have put that money back in, ran it up again, and made another 40 grand. But the realistic thing that happened was I lost money. I was able to cut my losses because I still had somewhat of an understanding of crypto and where I believed we were going. But I think this mindset is allowing me to move forward in a productive way. I am very risk on, and having this understanding that it could lead to a catastrophic ending allows me to not let my ego speak. And I'm going to break it down further, down to a no stakes level. When I am wrong in a little situation, let's say I do something, I make a mistake, I'm the first one to step up and say, I did that. That is my mistake. I was totally wrong. And I think it built up to a higher stakes level of realizing I was wrong in what I was assuming to happen, what I was believing and predicting to happen. I was able to not let my ego speak and be like, oh, this. I said, you know what? I was wrong. I think I let my ego take over, thinking I just had 2 perfect winning trades. Now, I'm not saying this is how you should go about your life. Down to who I am, who I see myself to be, I think taking these risks is a necessary part and something that, I enjoy doing at this age in my life. Will I be taking these big risks at age 35, 40, 45? Most likely not. That's why I want to do it now. I'm 20, 20 on the dot. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to go for at the big shot. And I don't mean gamble. I mean, maybe if you think crypto is gambling, then that's your opinion. Why not work a ton and go for it and be that person? I just see myself to be this person in my mind, and I'm not there yet. And the point of this video is that I feel like I'm so risk on that it could burn me. I'm willing to get burned. I just want it so bad. I've always just wanted it. Every action I've ever taken since age 14, I just want to be the A guy. I want to be that person. I want to be people are inspired by, people look up to me, people and I am that to a degree at this point. And people reach out to me and say they're inspired by me and say all these nice things to me. And I'm so appreciative. And I realize in real time, I'm slowly becoming this person that I really want to be. Even sometimes I sit and think, maybe at this scale, this is the impact I'm meant to have. I don't know where my true potential lies. I feel like it's greater, but maybe this is where I'm meant to be forever. But I don't think that. But maybe forever, the impact level that I have right now on people is the impact level that is meant for me. And that's okay. I fully accept whatever is meant for me in my life. But that's not going to stop me from going after it and wanting to just be that person. I do just have this grand picture for my life. And I think a lot of people have similar feelings to some degree. But the only thing that I see in those people that want it and they say they want it is just not taking action. And there's plenty of instances in my life where I do that and I don't take action. That's why I want to show up and be the person that I see myself to be, taking action every day, doing the hard things, taking the hard right from the easy wrong. Every moment of my life, I just try to act like the person that I aspire, that I would look up to be. And I feel like I represent myself well, and I do that well. So I guess you could say I'm already at that place, but I just see it to a higher degree. I just feel so passionately about being a hard worker, being an honest person. I have such a hard time lying. I just want to be a straightforward, hardworking person that people look up to. I want to amount to something great and just notable. And of course, everybody has big dreams. Everybody wants these things, but it's are you taking the steps to be that person? And if I stood back and I looked at myself right now from an objective place and said, am I acting, doing the things, being the person that I want to be at that next level? I'd say 70%. I don't think I feel more passionately about explaining that than I do about anything else. And maybe my mindset over the next few years, maybe as I get older, will shift. But for the last 6 years of my life and for the foreseeable future, I just want to get up every day and go after it. I am going to be as consistent, as hardworking, as determined, as pushing myself as possible to do these big things, these hard things, these notable things. I just want it so bad. I want to wrap this up in a sec, but similarly to my last few videos, in one of them I talked about feeling deserving. It's a very fine line of like wanting it so bad and seeing yourself there and seeing the person you can be in that position, in that version of your life, but not feeling like you deserve to be there. It's like I'm earning to be there every day, and I don't feel like, and at times like your ego takes over and you say like, why can't I just be there yet? I wish I could be there. And that's the part of you that just feels deserving. And I really try to quiet that part, because what makes me deserve it any more than you watching this video, or the next guy, or the guy sitting next to me on the train, or the guy walking on the street. So I try to detach myself from feeling deserving and change it to, I'm gonna earn it. Every day I'm earning it. And maybe I gotta earn it for 25, 30, 40, 50, 70 years of my life. But I'm gonna work and try and go for it every day. I don't think I feel more passionate. I said it again, I'll say it one more time. I just feel so passionately about this, and I think it comes through. If you feel similarly, please let me know. I would love nothing more than to connect with similar like-minded thinkers. I appreciate you very much for listening to me give my soul to this. Thank you for listening. I'm gonna keep showing up. Keep it pushing. I'll see you.